And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, IR Radio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Tuesday, folks. We got the play-in tournament kicking off today in the NBA. 2 games on. 2 teams are going to be securing the 7th seed. Potentially, we got to see what the matchups are, whether they're the 7 or 8 or 9, 10 matchups. But regardless, we've got play-in basketball today. Didn't have any NBA on last night. Couldn't bet the NBA last night, but now we are back, folks. NBA playoff, the prelude to playoff basketball beginning tonight. So today on the show, we will be breaking down those 2 games, picking the spreads, choosing some winners, and maybe cashing in. Does that sound good to y'all? Cashing in today in the play-in tournament games? That sounds pretty good over here, folks. So, betting on the NBA tonight and breaking down the matchups. And folks, why? This is not just a regular big old Tuesday. No. This is the Tuesday, folks. Are y'all ready? I know y'all been waiting. I've been waiting. And the day is finally here, folks. It's the Malik Willis show, folks. Yes, sir. We are finally 100% watching this man, breaking him down, and finally seeing what all the hype is about, folks. If y'all don't really pay attention to college football at all and you just kind of, hear about the draft and, hear what the national media says and all that, just rely on them to see who's good and who's bad, is Malik Willis going to live up to the hype? Because that's all they're talking about. We know this isn't a very deep, good quarterback draft class. There's really 1-2 big names, Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, and Malik Willis really boomed up during his kind of draft workout at the combine and his private workout show at his own school and all that. That's really when he took off. So is this man gonna look good on the stat sheet? Is he gonna look good in college? Or was it all just kind of big flashy throws against no defense on those kind of pro days? So we will see. Does Malik Willis live up to the hype? And he better. I mean, we've been teasing this man for the last month, trying to get this man on the show. Finally watch and break down this man. So we will see. Malik Willis, you better live up to this hype. We got our notes out, folks. We're gonna be taking notes on the man. All right. We want all these to be wow. That's all I want the note to be on Malik Willis. Wow. Jaw on the floor. We'll see what this man is all about. And then there's some good NFL stories to go over. There's some good ones that we can really talk about here. So, packed show today, folks. Great stuff to talk about. So let's start here. We'll start in the NBA, then we'll go to Malik Willis in the NFL stories. But before we break down any potential play-in tournament matchup and pick the winner and pick the spreads, there's about 3 NBA stories I want to talk about quickly. And let's start here with the first one up. And man, oh man, I want to shout out this man because this is interesting. And so let's set the scene. Here we go. The Lakers, well, we can talk about this because this is the prelude to it. So here we go. The Lakers have officially fired Frank Vogel, the head coach of the Lakers. Now, this was, rumored to be happening for like the last 2 months when the Lakers were like the 10th seed or the 9th seed, whatever they were at like the All-Star break. This is when all the rumors started to go like, hey, Frank Vogel's pretty much going to be on his way out regardless of what happens with the Lakers, whether they make the playoffs, miss the playoffs, whatever it is. Frank Vogel was looking to kind of be the scapegoat for this Lakers season. And then we just kind of kept seeing this Lakers team lose and drop out of the play-in tournament and all that. And we all knew Frank Vogel was going to get fired. And it ended up happening yesterday, folks. So Frank Vogel officially out as the Lakers head coach. And a name that's kind of been floating around a little bit, maybe the last week, 2 weeks, was that Nick Nurse, the head coach of the Raptors, would kind of be the main target for the Lakers to go out and get. Now, that really just never made any sense to me. Nick Nurse, I mean, he doesn't need, it didn't seem to me like he needed to kind of go into a big team to kind of get all that recognition. We've seen what he's been able to do with this Raptors team. We've been gushing over Nick Nurse ever since we started this show. Raptors winning the championship with Nick Nurse as the head coach. This Raptors team once again competitive. What do we got? The 5th seed Raptors now because of Nick Nurse. This man is what coaching is, folks. When you look up coaching in the dictionary in the NBA, it's Nick Nurse there. Fantastic. So this guy on Twitter verified Harrison Fagan. This man, he's the editor-in-chief for Lakers Silver Screen and Roll. We get Rewind. The man is verified, folks. All right, he knows what he's talking about here. And these couple of tweets I want to read, he's kind of convincing me that, yeah, maybe Nick Nurse should go to the Lakers and be the head coach. And now it's kind of making sense. And this man has the perfect punchline at the end. I love it. So shout out to Harrison Fagan. Let's read you some of these tweets here about Nick Nurse potentially joining the Lakers as the new head coach. So here he is. Here he goes. Says this. First tweet up. Everyone asking, quote, why would Nick Nurse want to coach the Lakers is asking the wrong question. The better question is, quote, why wouldn't a coach who plays in a band and has his own branded caps want to coach the Lakers? So, all right, I didn't even know about this for Nick Nurse. The man has his own band, folks, all right? He's got his own branded caps, all right? Nike brand, his band name cap. So he likes some attention. He likes the limelight a little bit. And that's definitely LA. Yes, folks, it's definitely not Toronto. You're in a whole different country. The man is coaching Canadian basketball, folks, okay? So he has an opportunity to maybe, promote himself a little bit, get a little bit more into the spotlight, the limelight, get a little bit more recognition because you're in LA. Nobody even pays attention to the Raptors. If you stopped anybody on the street and be like, all right, what are the 16 teams? All right, guys, what are the how do we even phrase this anymore? What are the top 20 teams in the NBA? What are the 20 teams in the NBA that have a playoff chance? Because we get the, playing tournament and all that. If you asked a random guy in the street, they would probably leave out the Raptors. You'd get the Bucks, you'd get the Suns, you'd get the Nets, you'd get the Celtics and all them. And then that one team, they'd be like, oh, what other team? You got 19 out of 20, just one more team, you can do it. And they would leave out the Raptors. I mean, nobody thinks about the Raptors, folks. This team is so undervalued in the media and all that. Their starting lineup is brilliant, but that's really it. The man is getting it done with only a good starting lineup with nothing good coming off the bench. So Nick Nurse, we love him as a head coach, potentially now going to the Lakers. Let's see what else this man tweets out as well. We get Nick Nurse and LeBron can bond over how they both scouted Scotty Barnes. Yes, there. Now they've got stuff in common. And, to go to the Lakers, to be the head coach of the Lakers, you're going to have to get along with LeBron James. That's really all there is to it. LeBron is a huge factor of any team he goes on, and rightfully so. The man is dominant. The man gives you a chance to win a ring, not just a chance to win a game, a couple of games to get into the playoffs. No. The man gives you a legitimate chance to win a ring every single year. One of the greatest players to ever play the game. Debated, he's the greatest player still in the league right now. So you let LeBron James kind of do whatever he wants within reason. Same thing you would do with Tom Brady. Everybody's kind of saying he forced Bruce Arians out of the head coaching role. Yeah, you let Tom Brady do that because he's Tom Brady. Obviously, you don't let him go manic and kind of fire everybody and bring in only people that he wants to be brought in, but overall you kind of listen to him a lot more than you would a lot of other players and general managers or even coaches. I think we would listen to LeBron more than some coaches as well. So, Nick Nurse is a Clutch client. Clutch Sports, which is basically, they run the NBA. Clutch Sports really kind of gets whatever they want because they're affiliated with LeBron James. LeBron James really kind of helped Clutch Sports be that big brand that they are now. So, Nick Nurse is part of Clutch Sports and a Phil Jackson disciple. He truly is the chosen one, meant to bring balance to the force. And then this last tweet right here, absolutely fantastic, because we've also been hearing that potentially Doc Rivers would get the Lakers head coaching job. But then this man ends this kind of tweet thread perfectly. He says this: in conclusion, sometimes when you're ill, you don't need a doc, you just need a nurse. Oof. Oof. In conclusion, sometimes when you're ill, you don't need a doc, you just need a nurse. Man, oh man, is that poetic or what, folks? Man, oh man, Nick Nurse instead of Doc Rivers. Yes, we've been telling you Doc Rivers is not a good head coach, folks. We know this. Absolutely not. We take any coach, especially Nick Nurse, who's hands down. What did we say yesterday? Hands down, no debate, nose down, ears down, eyes down, head down, chin down, arms down, fingers down, knees down, toes down, better. Nick Nurse is better than Doc Rivers. Eric Spoelstra is better than Doc Rivers. Ime Udoka, who's his first-year head coach with the Celtics, is already better than Doc Rivers. Stop it with the Doc Rivers. That's the three. What? I think I forgot about this. Didn't I give y'all till last Friday to drop these narratives? Stop it with the Nets, stop it with the Jazz, and stop it with Doc Rivers? Didn't we give you the ultimatum on Friday? I think Friday was like that last day. You must stop talking about one of those three stories. And I don't think any of y'all have stopped any of those three stories. So, what the hell are y'all doing? I gave y'all an ultimatum and y'all are openly defying me? What the hell are y'all doing? The hell are y'all think y'all doing out there? So, stop it with Doc Rivers. Sometimes when you're ill, you don't need a doc, you just need a nurse. So, yeah, I would love for Nick Nurse to stay as, kind of the head coach of the Raptors. He's built something so special there. I would love him to kind of, just stay there and kind of be like a Greg Popovich. No, I'm the Spurs guy. This is where I am, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to bring championships on championships. I'm going to make this team a dynasty, and I'm going to put this team on the map. He could do that for the Raptors, but, if he wants to, coach LeBron, get into a little bit of a better market, be in the United States coaching, I can't blame him for that. So, Nick Nurse, I think I'm kind of green lighting him to the Lakers. We'll love to see what this man could do with truly the biggest spotlight on him, but I think he can definitely succeed, folks. So, Nick Nurse to the Lakers, it's all adding up, folks. So we'll see if that's what happens once we get a little bit done with the season, once the playoffs end and all that. These stories will be ramping up even more. But, man, oh man, Nick Nurse to the Lakers, I'm kind of loving it, folks. I'm kind of loving it. Shout out to Harrison Fagan once again for kind of turning us around. I think I'm buying it. All right, and then the last thing to talk about quickly here, we get this. The Pacers could be a potential suitor to acquire Russell Westbrook this offseason. So it definitely seems like Russell Westbrook is not going to be a Laker. LeBron will do everything in his power to make sure Russell Westbrook is not on this Lakers team as long as LeBron is on this Lakers team next season. So they're already saying that the Pacers could be a potential suitor to acquire Russell Westbrook, and we really don't want that because, once again, the Pacers are not good. It's in the fibers of their organization of them not being a good team, not being able to win good games. That's really all it is. They can't even win any good games that they should be winning, or even any good wins. They don't have any good quality wins. We'll put it like that. This team has not won a quality win in the last 5 years, folks, at minimum. So don't want Russell Westbrook going there, but where is he going to go, especially after this season, folks? I mean, this man is maybe even like blacklisted from the NBA of how just everybody piled on top of this man all year long. Besides us, y'all know we didn't do that over here. We did not contribute to any of the piling on Russell Westbrook. So don't point fingers at me like you did it too. No. We did it. What are you, crazy? We put our foot down. As soon as it began, we said we will not not to have any part of this. What are you, crazy? So we don't want Russell Westbrook to go to the Pacers, but I know his overall market isn't anything that big. Hopefully y'all didn't bully this man out of the league. That would be truly disappointing, but we'll see where Russell Westbrook goes. Definitely know he will not be a Laker next year. Don't want him to go and kind of end his career with the Pacers, because that's just going to the graveyard waiting to die. Not good. So just something to keep note of as some teams, we should say, head into their offseason. Pacers looking at potentially getting Russell Westbrook. All right, those were all the few stories I wanted to cover today in the NBA. So now we can talk about the games on tonight, folks. 2 play-in tournament games, and these are okay. We get. Is this right? Yeah, here we go. Okay, that didn't look right. All right, but we refreshed it and we got it right. So here we go. We got both 7-8 matchups on tonight, 9-10 matchups tomorrow, and then we have the remainder on Friday. Seems to be the current schedule of the play-in tournaments. So let's talk about them, preview them, and see, is there any good value here? Here we go. First game up, we got Cavs at the Nets. There is home court advantage this time to the higher seeded team, so Nets are at home. This is not a neutral court or anything like that like it was in the bubble. So, Cavs at the Nets. Cavs plus 9.5. Nets minus 9.5. Woof. Woof. Cavs plus 9.5 is truly calling our name. Once again, this Nets team, they don't play defense. But let's check the ins and outs for the Cavs. Oh, Jared Allen is out? No game time decision? Is that right? He's got to be game time decision. No, you're just going to rule him out like that? Jared Allen out Tuesday. Wow. 17 hours ago, truly confirmed. Jared Allen is a no-go. They won't even kind of play the mental game of, hey, he's a game-time decision, may play. Even, if the Cavs knew he wasn't going to play, just throw that out there, be like, Nets, you should prepare. He's going to be out there, But they're not even doing that. No, yesterday they told us, out. No, not going to play. All right. So no Jared Allen for the Cavs. For the Nets, we get Ben Simmons, still not playing. We knew that, though. And then Seth Curry, a game-time decision. And we definitely know this Nets team, they must have Seth Curry and Andre Drummond on the floor if they want any chance of winning any playoff games this season. So, Cavs plus 9.5, Nets minus 9.5. I am leaning toward the Cavs plus the points here right now. What is maybe holding me back a little bit? Will there be any holding yourself back because you don't want to face the Celtics? Winner gets the 7 seed here, folks. So 2-7, 1-8 in the matchup here. Do these teams want to face the Heat more than the Celtics? I don't think so. I mean, let's just kind of, who would you rather face? Would you rather face the Heat or the Celtics opening round of the playoffs? I would rather face the Celtics just for the reason that is their depth. That's really it. We know the Celtics are great. Don't get me wrong. We've been gushing over this team all year long. We love Jason Tatum. But not having Robert Williams you could try to take advantage of, and the lackluster depth when you're looking at the Heat, they have that great big. They've got Bam Adebayo, and they got that great depth that we always gush about. Tyler Hero, Gabe Vincent, now Duncan Robinson, exactly where he belongs. I mean, they've got the bench. They've got the great coach. They've got the superstars. So I would rather just face the Celtics. Now, we know the Celtics got a great defense. Another reason why we would not want to face them. But just opening first round of the playoffs, yeah, I think we're trying to get that 7 seed to try and face the Celtics to see if we can take advantage of their lackluster depth. So Nets probably wanting to try to win this, for that easier, quote-unquote easier. And once again, I don't want to go too loosely on that word easier because it's not easy. The Celtics are still a great team. We still have the Celtics beating the Nets regardless of what happens. And, 4-2, we just walked through that yesterday. So if the Celtics face the Nets, yeah, they can win that series, absolutely. And then if the Celtics face the Cavs, well, of course they win that. They sweep that series, no problem. So, Cavs plus 9.5, I think I'm going for it. We've seen this Cavs team be really scrappy. They've lost that scrappiness a little bit, ever since the All-Star break, really when it started to go downhill because the injuries started to pile up. But I think this Cavs team can dig in deep here, one game, be competitive. Evan Mobley, we need Karis LeVert to truly step it up. Kevin Love's got to go manic off the bench. And then Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, we got to have great production from them as well. But we've got the pieces here for the Cavs to, put up points and to score and to be competitive. Once again, this Cavs team, they can play some good defense. I mean, this Cavs defense, I would say, is better than the Nets defense. So, Nets truly just rely on Kevin Durant. We know this, so how aggressive is Kevin Durant going to be? Probably pretty aggressive. I mean, they know that they can't really have a loss here in the playing tournament. It will just rile up the media, and we know that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they don't handle the media well. They really kind of always have to have the media on their side. So, if you lose this game and then have to kind of do a do-or-die game for that last playoff spot, the media is going to be hounding this Nets team, absolutely hounding them. So I think the Nets can definitely win this game, but I'm going to bet the Cavs here that they're competitive in this game. We're going to take the 9.5 here. Cavs, come on, show us that early grit that we saw in the first half of the season. Go out and bring that out there tonight. Go out and try to upset this Nets team, but I'm going to take the 9.5. Alrighty, so we're taking Cavs plus 9.5, and then we get the other game on tonight. Clippers, Timberwolves. Once again, winner gets the 7th seed. Clippers plus 3. Ooh, I love that. Timberwolves minus 3. For the Clippers, everybody's good to go besides Luke Kennard. He's a game time decision, so we get Paul George out there. That's going to be big. And then look at this. Everybody's good to go for the Timberwolves. Woo! Woof. All right. But I am going to take the 3 here with the Clippers. Having the big 3 of the Timberwolves there is absolutely fantastic. They're truly going to need them all. But we know this Clippers team, they're different with Paul George. This is an above average. This is a little bit, they're on the cusp. But this Clippers team, when they have Paul George, they don't even need Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard brings them over the mark. But with just Paul George with this Clippers team, it puts them on like the cusp of the best teams in the league. The upper echelon teams. They're right on the cusp with just Paul George. Kawhi Leonard puts them into the cusp, puts them over the cusp, into the upper echelon teams. But this Clippers team with Paul George on the cusp of upper echelon team, where this Timberwolves team, they still struggle to beat the upper echelon teams even at full strength. So we love this Timberwolves team, don't get me wrong, but this Clippers team is legit, folks, legit. They are, I don't know if they're finals contenders with just Paul George, but they're like Western Conference Finals contenders with just Paul George. And I get 3 points here. I gotta take that, folks. Once again, we need everything to go right for this Timberwolves team to just win this game, just to win by 1 point. Everything needs to go perfect. The big 3 need to play out of their mind. I'm talking 20 plus points by all the big 3, while also assisting and rebounding whenever they do well. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebounding, D'Angelo Russell with the assist, and then Anthony Edwards, a mix of the two. But then we also need their bench and their role players to step up as well. It's just too many things need to go right for this Timberwolves team to have success. This Clippers team is no stranger to playoff pressure. We've seen that multiple times of all the wildness their series have been, the last few seasons. So, Clippers in the play-in tournament, I get plus 3. They are on the road, which is the biggest knock, but at the end of the day, I don't know if that's going to play in too much. Paul George gets it done. Ty Lue gets it done. Why am I blanking on the point guard's name again? I did it yesterday on the show, and I was kicking myself for it. Why can I not? Reggie Jackson. There it is. Reggie Jackson's going to be playing out of his mind, and I'm going to take the 3 here with the Clippers. I can't pass up that value. Clippers plus 3. Yes, sir. Give me those points. We love the Timberwolves. We would love to see this Timberwolves team win. Absolutely. If they get this Timberwolves team into the playoffs, fantastic. I would love to see that. But I think this value is just too good. The experience of the Clippers is what pulls through here today. I'm taking the Clippers plus the 3. So officially betting and officially endorsing today, Cavs plus 9.5, Clippers plus 3. Playing tournament games, they should be competitive. We're taking the points with them today. Cavs plus the 9.5, Clippers plus the 3. Alrighty, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NFL, and we're not even going to be starting with the stories, folks. We are going straight into our man Malik Willis, folks. Can this man be a starting quarterback in the NFL? Should this man be the first quarterback taken in this year's draft? Should he be taken first overall? Should the Jaguars dump Trevor Lawrence to get Malik Willis? Should we be having that discussion after we watch this man and break down his stats and tape? Well, let's find that out, folks, and let's see which team is going to potentially pull the trigger on him as well. Y'all know we got the Panthers, we got the Saints, both got some top 10 picks here, potentially wanting to get a quarterback. And I meant to say the Seahawks, not the Saints, but also the Saints could be in contention as well. They would have to wait a little bit later into the draft because they pick at 16. But there are teams this season that could use a quarterback, a rookie quarterback. Let's see if Malik Willis is going to fit that bill. So here we go. Our first NFL 2022 NFL Draft Prospect Breakdown of the year, folks, and it only took us till April 12th to get the first one in. Well, we still got a couple of days before the draft, so I guess we're not too late, but let's see what Malik Willis has for us. So here we go, folks. Malik Willis, Auburn quarterback. He's buzzing, folks. He's buzzing. He was buzzing after the pro day. He was buzzing after the combine. This man has truly been the talk of the town, quarterback-wise, rookie quarterback-wise, in the national media. So let's see if we agree. Are the stats backing it up? We break down the stats. Y'all know kind of, we have to refresh y'all because we haven't broken down a college quarterback yet this year. But, we obviously take the stats, we take the film. But another key thing that we put a lot of stake into this, folks, is their bowl game performances. So much time to prepare for a bowl game. I'm talking you got about a full month just to prepare for one game, so you better go out there, and if you don't win it, you better be playing your tail off in a close game all throughout, and just came up a little bit short regardless of what happened. But we really need to see perfect execution in these bowl games. So we'll see if Malik Willis got to any bowl games, played well in those bowl games, and what he looked like in general. So let's start breaking them down. Let's start with the stats, and then we'll go to some film. Got some nice clips, got some nice highlight tapes from him, and all of that. So here we go. Malik Willis started out in Auburn in 2017, 2018, but he wasn't really playing there, folks. Attempted 7 passes freshman year and 7 passes sophomore year for 14 passes in total at Auburn, and he just wasn't getting playing time, so he decided to transfer to Liberty for his final 2 years, and this is when he really picked it up. So first 2 years in college couldn't fit the bill at Auburn, and let's see who the quarterback was at Auburn 2017 and 2018. Who did he get beat out by? Is this man in the NFL? Did he get beat out by an NFL level talent? Let's see. We had Jarrett Stidham and Devin Adams. Will Appleton, they carried 5 quarterbacks. They had Sean White, Will Appleton, Devin Adams, and then the highest big name, Jarrett Stidham, who did get into the NFL. But we know Jarrett Stidham, nothing really good from the man. Never really got an opportunity, but, we've seen this man in action a little bit. Backing up, I believe, for the Patriots, Jarrett Stidham. We get Jarrett Stidham in a Patriots jersey. Let's see what quickly Jarrett Stidham did in the NFL. Quickly bring this man up. Here we go. Jarrett Stidham. Yeah, New England. Just a couple of years in New England so far. Never had, the chance to really play. They got Mac Jones over Jarrett Stidham still. So Jarrett Stidham really wasn't that good. And Malik Willis kind of got beat out by him 2017. Now let's see what happened 2018 at Auburn. Was it still Jarrett Stidham, or did somebody else come in and kind of beat him out? Now, it wouldn't be good. It would not be good if they just brought in another quarterback. Jarrett Stidham left and all that. So let's see who the starting quarterback was for Auburn in 2018, the following year. Here we go. We had Jarrett Stidham again. All right, 2,700 yards, 18 touchdowns, and once again, Malik Willis could not beat out Jarrett Stidham. All right, not looking too good right off the rip, but he ended up transferring to Liberty in 2020 and ended up playing there. So let's take this man's stats from the 2020 season, his junior year at Liberty. He goes 64% completion percentage. Now, okay, that's still a little bit light, folks. Once again, 62 to 65, that's good in the NFL. But when we're talking college, folks, we really got to see like 67 to 70. That's really what's impressive in college, especially if you're going to go and play at Liberty. Independent. I mean, come on. You were at Auburn in the SEC. Couldn't beat out Jarrett Stidham. Now you have to go to a lesser collegiate division, the Independent Conference, and you couldn't really kind of fit the bill. I mean, we're talking about 64% completion percentage. That's nothing good. And why we have these higher bars in college, you may say, well, shouldn't you have a lower bar in college? It's a less professional sport. No. We've got worse defenses in college. Absolutely atrocious defenses in college. Colleges rarely even play defense. They rarely even send anybody out there on defense, folks. We all watch college football every Saturday. Don't you only see the offense out there? They don't even put a defense out there, folks. So, only 64%, that's really light. 2,200 yards, that's light as well. And we get 20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. All of that just seems so light to me, folks. It's a little bit too light. Is this man a dual threat quarterback? Is this man rushing all over the place? Well, yeah, we get a couple of rushing yards. All right, now we're talking 944 rushing yards in 2020, and he had another 14 touchdowns on that. So, all right, overall 34 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Do we get fumbles lost? See, and once again, this is the only stat where it's so hard to truly find an accurate number. We truly must find a better way to track fumble losses and all that. Sports Reference has a real issue tracking forced fumbles, lost fumbles, and all that. Fumbles recovered, forced fumbles, all that, fumbles lost. They have a real issue with tracking those, unfortunately. So we do have 14 touchdowns. We really can't see any fumbles here. Can't really find any of his fumbles, unfortunately. But all right, 34 touchdowns, 6 turnovers at the minimum. So not bad there. And he put up over about 3,000 yards, about 3,200 total yards from scrimmage through the run and the pass. So not bad overall, but that completion percentage, that's a little alarming. Everything else, all right. The touchdowns, it's pretty much there. Running the pass, 6 interceptions, that's fine. Single digits, all right. 3,000 total yards, pretty okay as well. But that 64%, I don't know. That's really throwing me off. But let's go into 2020 because he did get to a bowl game. Did he win the bowl game? Did he look good in the bowl game? So, first bowl game in 2020 against Coastal Carolina. They get the win. Bango, bango. Love it. Winning a bowl game. Fantastic. He threw 65% completion percentage, so above his average. We can definitely get behind that. 210 yards. No touchdown. 2 interceptions. That's not good. But he did have 137 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns, so that was good. But I mean, to be a dual threat in the NFL, we need the passing numbers to be good. Kyler Murray's good at running and throwing. Russell Wilson is good at running and throwing. Lamar Jackson is good at running and throwing. Ryan Tannehill is good at running and throwing. You can't just be a running quarterback in the NFL. That does not work anymore. I don't know if that's ever really worked. But it doesn't work now in today's NFL. So, all right, we're really going to be having to key in on when we watch his highlights that we have queued up. We're truly going to have to look at ball placement because accuracy seems to be his biggest issue. All right, so first year at Liberty, not bad overall. We'll give him that. A solid first year starting. First year starting in college. I'll give him a good grade there. We'll give him a thumbs up there. But let's see if he got better in 2021. So here we go. He played 13 games this year. Only played 10 the first year at Liberty. And then just this season, he played 13. But look at this, folks. 61% completion percentage. Oh, folks, this is disgusting. This is bad. 61, we have to call it like it is. That's bad, folks. That's bad in the NFL. That's Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold threw worse than that. We know that's bad. But this is bad, folks. 61%, that's nothing good, folks. Oh, goodness. 2,800 yards passing, so still under that 3,000-yard passing mark. He did have 27 touchdowns. Touchdowns did go up passing-wise, but so did interceptions. So more throws, less completion percentage, more touchdowns, but also more turnovers. So everything increases, good and bad, when the throw totals go up as well. 339 attempts this season compared to 265 attempts his first season, where he did pretty decent. So, man, oh man, you give him more throws, he's not making them at a better percentage clip rate. That's not good. But let's see, was his rushing good this year? No, the rushing went down, 878 yards, 13 touchdowns. So, rushing went down, passing went up, but passing production went down. I'm not liking this, folks. Look at this. Everything went down. He got worse. We can't buy into somebody getting worse every year in college. That's kind of our knock on Trey Lance. We only saw Trey Lance 1 year in college because the next year it got shut down for COVID and he had a worse year so far. Granted, it was only one game, but still, he got worse. He got worse in college. Oh, this is not good for Malik Willis. He's really going to have to wow us in the film because these numbers are a big old woof out here. But he did get to another bowl game in 2021. Is this man just clutch? Let's see. Here we go. His second bowl game against Eastern Michigan. They get the win. Yes, love it. Winning the bowl games, folks. That's fantastic. Pulling it out in the clutch. All right, let's break down the stats. But look at this, folks. In the bowl game, 54% completion percentage. Look at these last three games. Look at these last three games of the season before the bowl game, folks. 3 straight losses. 3 straight losses before the bowl game. 64% completion percentage, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for only 173 yards. That's not good overall. Completion percentage is good, but everything else that we said was trash. Then, another loss, 41% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. And then the third game, 52% completion percentage, 305 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. I mean, this is not good overall, folks. I don't know if we take a chance on Malik Willis, man. Oh, man. All right, so passing in the bowl game wasn't good. What did he do rushing in the bowl game? We had 58 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. So, the man's a good rusher. The man may have some speed, but look at this little nugget of information, and this is what we're really going to have to focus on right here, folks, because what is our big narrative of the offseason? I know we haven't really gotten into it much, but, there's a lot going on. We didn't expect to get to it early anyway, but look at this, folks. 6'1". 6'1" shorty out here. We don't support the short quarterbacks anymore. We're done. This is a huge factor now. I would not draft any quarterback under 6'3". I wouldn't, folks. I know we're going to kind of dissect all of that. What do tall quarterbacks look like? Do they perform better overall than smaller quarterbacks? That's kind of the narrative that we're going to be looking into this offseason in the NFL. But Malik Willis being 6'1" with those mediocre / bad stats, not really doing himself any favors out here. So optically, by the numbers, yikes, I'm not buying into Malik Willis. And really, what won Malik Willis? What upgraded Malik Willis into kind of the national talking spotlight? What upgraded Malik Willis into the potential number 1 quarterback taken in this year's draft? His pro day, where he threw to wide open players. This is what caught everybody, folks. This is why he rocketed in the mock draft, because this single throw right here from his pro day, launching it. I mean, man, oh man, what a ball. I mean, this almost broke Twitter, folks. It almost broke Twitter when this came out March 22nd. Yes, we've been trying to watch this man on the show since March 22nd at minimum. And just look at the big throw. I mean, he's throwing it from his own 40-yard line, getting it all the way down to the 10. I mean, we're talking about 50 yards, maybe even 55. Let me make sure here. Where do you throw this one? 45? 35. All right, man, oh man. Yeah, we definitely got to upgrade these yards a little bit more. Throwing it from the 35, getting it all the way down to the 10. We're talking about 55 yards clean right there, folks. 15 to the 35 to the 50, that's 15. 50 to the 10, that's 40. 40 plus is 15, folks. That's 55 yards clean right there by Malik Willis. So, he's got a big arm. 55 yards clean is fantastic. But, folks, let's keep this in mind. Big throws happen all the day at the pro day. Let's go back to last season. Zach Wilson. Remember his big old throw that broke the internet once again. 35 down to about the 10. Almost the same exact 55-yard sling. This time, Zach Wilson did a little bit on the run. A little bit of the flip of the hips, where Malik Willis just kind of did it flat-footed. Stepping into the throw, a normal release, not rolling out of the pocket. But once again, Zach Wilson didn't kind of blow everybody's socks off this season. And really, once again, Zach Wilson only got kind of talked about at the college level when he was at his pro day. That increased his draft stock. And then, when did people start talking about Zach Wilson in the NFL? When he had that big throw in the game against the Titans real early on in the season. That big throw to Corey Davis down the right sideline. He was slinging the ball all around in that game. The big throws. And did they lose that game? They lost that game still? Or did they pull it out? Against the Titans. No, they won. They won. Fourth game of the year, their first win. And that's when everybody started to talk about Zach Wilson because of the big throw. So let's not get too bogged down by one or two big throws, especially at a pro day. That doesn't really tell us the full picture. And we saw Zach Wilson after that Titan game. It's not like he continued to get better and better and better and better and better from those big throws to Corey Davis. No, he didn't really show any improvement from that point. That was his best game of the season, his best performance of the season. 61% completion percentage. That was his second highest. His actual highest was against Jacksonville week 15, but once again, that's against Jacksonville. See? Oh, Carson. Oh my goodness. Do you see what happened, Carson Wentz? So don't feel sorry for Carson Wentz at all. Please, I'm begging y'all, do not feel sorry for the man, because Zach Wilson beat Jacksonville week 16 with 63% completion percentage and only 100 yards passing. So please spare me on Carson Wentz. He got what he deserved, folks. Jim Irsay had it right. The man is a fool. The man is a clown. He ruined this team. He ruined the locker room. Nobody's got faith in Carson Wentz anymore. Let's digress a little bit. But yeah, Zach Wilson was only talked about after that Titans game. And then nobody really kind of updated their thinking. In my opinion, everybody's still holding on to that Zach Wilson versus the Titans. Just like everybody was holding on to Zach Wilson at the pro day. At his pro day at BYU. Don't hold on to Malik Willis's pro day big throw. It doesn't tell the full picture. So now that we have all this in mind, let's see what this man is doing out on the field. We've got Malik Willis's 2021 highlights. The numbers are not good. He had a big throw at a pro day, but maybe this man just pops off the screen. Maybe the receivers were bad. They were dropping all the passes. Maybe this man threads the needle so perfectly that we are going to be picking up our jaw off the floor, but he's gonna have to show us something special to make up for those numbers, because I cannot support and endorse and get behind those numbers. So, here we go, Malik Willis. What do you got? Show us what you've got. Here we go, Malik Willis's highlights. You better show us something good. I need pinpoint accuracy from start to finish, and this is an 11-minute highlight tape, so you've got a lot of chances. So here we go, folks. Malik Willis, first throw. He's airing it out a little bit out here. Launching it from his own from the opponent's 45-yard line, getting it all the way down to the 10. Nice 35-yard strike. And this one is on the money, pinpoint accurate, bingo, bango. Receiver's about 3 yards open, which is once again an open by a mile in college. Once again, in the NFL, you're only about to get a half a step, a full step, at max about 2 steps in front of the defender to be open. So the fact that these receivers are already 3 feet of separation. I mean, that's easy. 3 steps of separation. That's a little bit of an easier throw, but all right, still good accuracy. Here we go. Malik Willis in the red zone, taking off first. Look at his speed, and it's some good speed so far. Wide open. Nobody really kind of giving him chase, but overall, that's some solid speed. We can see it. All right, here we go. Next throw up. Once again, going deep. Nice boundary throw. Getting it over the corner. Once again, about 3 steps of separation. Malik Willis back in the red zone. The little bit of the read option attempted there. Little bit of a look design quarterback run. He beats everybody to the corner and squeaks in for the touchdown. So once again, patient runner. He knows the system of, kind of running out of the backfield, that whole kind of read option, run look that we all know NFL quarterbacks do all the time. So, all right, rounding the corner, looking good. Here we go, back in the red zone, a nice little comeback throw. That's all on the receiver, but a nice 3rd and 6 to pick up the first down. The ball was at the marker, so that's exactly what we want to see. Everything after is all on the receiver. Here we go, Malik Willis running right up the middle, and look at that speed, folks. We call that Indiana Boulder speed, but he does not have conditioning, because that man slowed down to an absolute stop and got brought down. Why don't you just keep running? Why'd you try to go back inside? So the man does not have a lot of adjustment to him. The man doesn't have a lot of quick cuts to him. The acceleration is not there, but he does have a little bit of Indiana Boulder talent, running right up the middle between those 2 defenders before they converge, before Indiana Jones gets smushed by the closing door. He slides under it, grabs the hat that fell off as well. That is the Indiana Jones Boulder move. You love to see it. All right, here we go. Malik Willis with the fake screen and then run with it. And once again, it's some good speed. The man is looking quick. If we have to rank them, we say Kyler Murray's the quickest, Lamar Jackson's 2, and maybe Malik Willis could be number 3 on that list. Faster than Russell Wilson, faster than Ryan Tannehill. Is there another dual threat quarterback I'm forgetting? Here we go, wide open throw. This one is, it's a tad underthrown. A tad, really tadly, folks. Truly nitpicking there. And once again, only about 40 yards. All right, what else do we get? Malik Willis, another 45-yard throw, one-on-one matchup. And once again, this is a little underthrown. This one just falls right in the pocket. Defender really lost track of the ball. It's not like the receiver went up and grabbed it. I'm not loving it, folks. I'm going to be real with you. He's really not wowing me. He's not winning me over. He's not moving the needle. A nice, perfect read option here by Malik Willis. Decision-making on the read option is magnificent. He chose the absolute right call. That running back got blown up in the backfield before he could even kind of pretend to hand off the ball. He keeps it, sneaks in 2 yards for the touchdown. So, all right, in the red zone, once again, gadget guy absolutely can be fantastic in the red zone, but we know that doesn't work in the NFL. We've seen the Saints try. We've seen teams try to be like, all right, we've got like this special quarterback that we only really want to use in the red zone because we can utilize the shorter field. We can utilize his legs and the misdirections and the fakes and the screens and all that. We've seen teams try to do that. The Saints, with Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston, they try to tie them both together, and it just never works. So you can't have this, all right, you quarterback from the 20 to the 20, and then you quarterback inside the red zone. So we know you're not going to be able to do that with them because it doesn't work, even though, I don't think teams would even do that, but we know it just doesn't work. So you can't even have that idea. Once again, Cam Newton trying to still be in the league, he can only really work in the red zone. He's only really good in the red zone. You can't have Cam Newton on your team just to work in the red zone. It will not work for your team. Regardless if the players want to do it, the coaches want to do it, it just won't work. It will not succeed. It will not win games. All right, so here we go. Malik Willis once again out in front. All right, one moment, folks. Hello? Yep. All right, Malik Willis back in the red zone here where he plays his best football. And nice, out in front, quick to the flat throw. Receiver takes it the final 8 yards, and that's what it is. So, Malik Willis, what do we got? Next throw up. Oh, this is going to be a bomb. Is this a bomb? 30-yard bomb. Nice. And once again, I mean, these throws, they're just not impressive to me, folks. I'm not seeing a lot of air underneath these balls for, like, true one-on-one, go up and get it balls. All these are a little bit wide open. And I know we can't really knock. Wow, that's a great route. Holy moly. What a route right here by number 3. That second move. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. A little bit of a wheel route a little bit right there. Oh my God, and he just absolutely burns that defender. I'm loving the receiver more than the quarterback right here. And this actually happened with us last year as well. When we were watching a quarterback, we loved a receiver, Semi Fehoko. Well, shout out to Semi Fehoko, folks. I mean, I know he didn't play last year, but now the quarterbacks, they don't have Amari Cooper, or the Cowboys, they don't have Amari Cooper, or a lot of their quarterbacks, or, geez Louise, a lot of their wide receivers. So watch out for Semi Fehoko to pop off this season. Forgot all about Semi Fehoko. Love that, man. He was looking great. Stanford, I believe, last season. But yeah, let me get him number 3 here. I'm loving number 3 of Liberty. Screw Malik Willis. Go draft this receiver. That second move on the just a quick, looked like it was just going to be a quick out to the right, but then he does a wheel route off of it in that second move. Sheesh. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant ran route right there. Let me go. Hang on, folks. What game was this? Let me see if I can bring up this man's name quickly. This was against Syracuse. All right, let me go to Malik Willis's game against Syracuse here. Let me see who scored this touchdown. Who's number 3 scoring touchdowns out here? What do we got? What do we got? 21-14, fourth quarter. Here we go. Who is number 3? Because I'm drafting him. Fourth quarter. Here we go. Demario Douglas. Is he draft eligible? Only 5'8". He's only 5'8"? Oh, all right. We might have a problem here. 5'8". I don't know if we can do 5'8". Jeez. 5'8". Oof. That was a great route. Man, oh, man. Demario Douglas. He's 3 years in. He's 3 years freshman? How are you 3-year freshman at Liberty? How does that make sense? I know eligibility, folks. Okay. But he had 701 yards last season, 6 touchdowns. Yeah. So I don't know if this man is draft eligible because he was still a freshman. Let me see if I can bring this up. Can I just Google the man's name? Demario Douglas. Draft eligible. We got anything on him? Demario Douglas. Watch out for the man, folks. Douglas has evolved into more than a slot receiver for Liberty. You tell it, newsadvance.com. I'm already seeing it, and that was only one play. All righty. So I don't think he's draft eligible. Maybe coming back next year. All right. I'll do a little bit more research on this man to see if this man's going to be making the draft this year. He has to wait till next year, but I'm loving Demario Douglas, folks. Let's keep that man a little bit on notice. All right, what else do we got here? Keep throwing to Demario Douglas. The man's got 6 touchdowns. I want to see them all. All right, nice little comeback route. Nothing really on Malik Willis. He's not living up to the hype, I'll tell you that. He's not living up to the hype for me. Well, a little bit of a broken play right here, trusting his receivers, but he didn't even throw to the receiver that had his hand up. So, is that good? Here he goes, launching it out. A nice high point ball. Who went up and got that? That's not Douglas. Oh, it is Demario Douglas. Look at Demario Douglas go up and get this ball at 5'8". Oh, I love it. Demario Douglas. Oh, see, I like Demario Douglas better than I like Malik Willis. Yeah, 5'8" goes high points the ball. You'll love to see it. Malik Willis escaping ankle tackles in the red zone for the touchdown. All right, nice comeback route. Once again on the left sideline, little late. Demario Douglas getting behind the defense. Yeah, little inside move. Yeah, little speed. Yeah, little speed. Yeah, little speed. Finish the last 20. Oh, got brought down 10 yards short. But Demario Douglas is the only person at Liberty you draft. Man, Demario Douglas, folks. That's the name we should all be saying, and not Malik Willis. Here we go. Stepping up in the pocket. Launching it. Open. A little low. Had to get it there. So, folks, I think I've seen enough. Let's skip wide. See, this is wide open, folks, but he underthrows this ball. This is way behind. You got to throw this one way more out in front. He shorts it, but that's Demario Douglas wide open. Demario Douglas is good. Demario Douglas is making Malik Willis look good. It's Demario Douglas y'all should be getting hyped on. Not Malik Willis, folks. No. Darn. So, I'm not buying Malik Willis, I'll tell you that, but I am buying Demario Douglas. Let's skip a little bit in the highlight package. Let's see, did he just come on late in the season? We know he didn't because we know he lost his last 3 games to before the bowl game. Here we go, Malik Willis standing in the pocket, delivering. That was a great strike right there. Stood tall in the pocket, took a shot, and delivered a real nice ball deep in the end zone. Nice one-on-one coverage. Threw it out in front where the receiver could go get it. And that was a real nice throw right there. But, still losing that game. Down in that game. Not good. Here we go, back of the end zone. Defender falls down. Receiver wide open. Back of the end zone. Once again, in the red zone, just going to take off and run with it. Is that impressive? These red zone runs? We see a lot of quarterbacks do that. I don't know. Does that make you special? I don't know, man. This one's wide open. This is a deep bomb. I'll give him this bomb. He's going to launch it from the 35, backpedaling, getting it all the way down to the 15. I mean, that's real good, absolutely. What is that, 50 yards clean on the backpedal? I'll give him that. And this is the bowl game. Against Eastern Michigan doing that throw. All right. Demario Douglas scoring in the bowl game? Where Demario Douglas in the bowl game at, folks? Is he right here? Are we going to get it? Oh, hang on. Let's send it on here. Here we go. Last play by Malik Willis. This man's going to run it 40 yards to the end zone. Once again, a little bit of Indiana Jones Boulder speed a little bit. All right. In the red zone, up 42-10, just stunting. Is that Demario's? Oh, it is! Yeah! Demarios Marcos, folks. Yeah, he's getting into the scoring action in the bowl game as well. Nice little out route in the red zone, in the end zone. Fantastic. So, all right, Demario Douglas, folks. I'm liking him better than Malik Willis. I don't know what to tell you. So, and then we get this. We get his highlights from the combine. Let's see what Malik Willis got here going on. Well, once again, those in-game highlights, they were okay. They were okay. Nothing special in my opinion. Here we go, thrown at the combine. Nice little slant route. That was accurate, right in the hands. We'll give him that. Here we go, another route right here. Another slant, high, right in the hands. All right, out in front, not behind. Here we go, next route. What do we got? Next throw. We got like a 15-yard in. Nice little 15-yard in route. That was accurate. But once again, I mean, these are combine throws. No pressure. Well, there's pressure because you got to perform. But no defense. You know what the routes are. You've gone through this a million times. The deep ball. There it is. So I don't know, man. Malik Willis just didn't move the needle for us. That's really all it was. I never saw anything explosive. Those numbers are not good. Those are not good numbers. That's not draftable numbers right there. I think you're just drafting him off of his combine performance, and I don't know if that's a good gauge. So I'm going to have to unfortunately be the hater here, folks. I know y'all are loving Malik Willis. It's Malik Willis this. It's Malik Willis that. That's all y'all are talking about. Malik Willis is the best quarterback in this draft. But if this is the best quarterback in this draft, I'm definitely staying away. Not moving the needle. That's all I'm saying. Not moving the needle on us. For us. Not moving the needle. For us, officially being right down in the notes, folks. And once we write them down in the notes, it's on the record. I can't change it. Not moving the needle for us. The stats are really trash. I'm writing down trash. Stats are trash. These are not good, folks. We must call them like they are. The speed was okay. Speed was okay. Above average. I'll put it above average. It was good speed. Above average speed. But man, oh man, let me write this as well. Demario Douglas, more attention grabbing. I'm telling you, that move that he put on that kind of out turning into a hitch route, that second move, oh, wow. Woof. Sheesh. Better than any throw we saw Malik Willis throw. So that's Malik Willis, folks. Just not move the needle for us. Maybe he's good. I don't think he will be, but I don't know. I don't draft him. I do not draft Malik Willis. Obviously, we have to see these other quarterbacks. We got to see Kenny Pickett. But, yeah. Ooh, those stats are, oof. I don't even know how you even get past these stats. How you get past those stats? 61% completion percentage. This is what we're doing now? Can I watch lowlights? I always try to watch the lowlights. Not a lot of people post lowlights, which is kind of weird because y'all love being negative, but y'all don't post lowlights on Twitter, on YouTube. It's a little interesting. Malik Willis lowlights. We get this all plays from the final game against Eastern Michigan. Let's see what some throws that he didn't do so well on, shall we? Read option. Picking up 5 yards. Can't really bounce it out to the outside. Here we go. See, just look at this. I mean, this is a one-on-one matchup. You've got look at all that room. Look at all that room on the sideline to throw this ball. And he throws it too much inside. I mean, yeah, I'm not buying him, folks. Getting brought down. Does he escape this? This a sack? Pressure comes immediately. Escapes it. Stays on his feet. Then just has to throw it away short. That was good escapability, though. The man's an athlete. We'll give him that. The speed is the best thing about him. But you can't just be good at speed. That doesn't win games, folks. It doesn't. Why did, when Tyler Huntley came into the game for Lamar Jackson for the last 7 games, why did they go 0-7? It wasn't because he wasn't athletic, like he wasn't running like Lamar Jackson. Obviously not as good, but still capable of running. It was because he's not clutch, first of all. Lamar Jackson's one of the clutchest quarterbacks in the NFL, folks. That was made noted this season, absolutely. But we still need you to deliver the ball pretty accurately. And Tyler Huntley was not as good as Lamar Jackson was accurately throwing the ball. Got to throw the ball. You can't make a living just running the ball. Here we go. This one, there's no separation for these receivers. He just overthrows it. Once again, I don't mind him taking these chances. That's one-on-one matchup, and look at this. Demario Douglas getting the flag. Yeah, Demario Douglas drawing the penalties. Love to see it. Letting this one fly. Way overthrown. I mean, this is what we get here. And bailed out by the penalty. Bailed out by a pass interference. So, I'm not buying Malik Willis. I'm not buying him. I'm ruling, folks. The gavel. I truly got to get a gavel here. I got to get a gavel. We got to start gaveling on the show. I got to let it be heard, folks. I'm not in on Malik Willis. That's what all the hype was? That's who y'all were clamoring to watch on the show? This dude? This is who we kept putting off and building anticipation every week for the last month? For that? For a good combine throw? Zach Wilson had a good combine throw. He had one good game. He did beat the Jags. We give him credit for that. But is Zach Wilson good? Let's actually transition. Let's read into this story. So let's go to this. Keep everything that we just said. We're going to officially close the Malik Willis segment. That's what he was. But now let's refocus in on big combine throws, Zach Wilson not moving the needle. And, I just want to kind of keep Malik Willis and Zach Wilson together. Let's keep them together a little bit, yes? Both being popped off by their big combine throw, not their great college careers. What did Zach Wilson do? Let me bring up Zach Wilson's stats in college. Was he just like Malik Willis, nothing good? Or was Zach Wilson better? Because that's not going to look good for Malik Willis. Here we go. College, sports reference. Here we go. All right, here we go. Zach Wilson, 65%, 62, but he did have 73 his final year at BYU. That's what we're talking about. 73% completion percentage, magnificent. 3,600 yards, 33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. These are numbers right here, Malik Willis. So, yeah, this is definitely not looking good for Malik Willis. Both only having one good throw, even though Zach Wilson's numbers are miles, universes ahead of Malik Willis's numbers. Malik Willis's numbers are so trash, folks. I don't even know why this man's even being talked about. I can't get behind those numbers. So, now let's go to Zach Wilson. Here we go. Let's go to this story. Here we go. So, now let's transition to some NFL stories up here. Done with Malik Willis and watching him. But here we go. On Zach Wilson. Here we go. Let's just get into this because it's a nice little quip, but it speaks to the off-season struggles this year of the Jets of trying to sign some big names. And the most notable name is Tyreek Hill. Once again, it was really kind of down between the Jets and the Dolphins. And then after Tyreek Hill gets signed, he comes out and says, oh, it was always the Dolphins. It was always the Dolphins. The Jets were never the thought. But, I mean, I'm sure it was a thought. I'm sure the two teams were, the two teams up to get him. And they didn't get him. So Zach Wilson and the Jets not being able to attract free agents, even though Zach Wilson was buzzing after that Titans game, even though Zach Wilson was buzzing after the pro day, that doesn't affect you getting free agents. Attractive destination is not the Jets. It's not playing with Zach Wilson. So I want to read this one paragraph right here on Zach Wilson in the Jets struggles this offseason. So the Athletics' Mike Sando reports the Jets have been turned down by several free agents this offseason. Says this, an NFL executive told Sando that the Jets were, quote, were in on a ton of guys and got nobody, end quote, including Tyreek Hill, who chose the Dolphins over the Jets when Kansas City granted him permission to seek a trade in March. Quote, they don't have a selling point to players right now, the executive said. Quote, people don't know what to think of Zach Wilson. Players don't necessarily covet playing in that market, and guys who have choices tend to wind up elsewhere. They are in this weird purgatory, end quote. New York this offseason has signed second and third tier free agents like Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzomah. Let's not disrespect CJ Uzomah, tight end university out here, calling him tier 2 and tier 3 choices. I think we upgrade CJ Uzomah to tier 1 category. So Mike Sando, don't get on our bad side. Don't get on our bad side disrespecting tight ends out here. We wave this flag proudly every show, yes? Shout out to CJ Uzomah. That's a huge pickup. I don't know if I count that as tier 1, tier 2. I count that as tier 1. CJ Uzomah, tier 1. Official. Let me gavel this. See why we need a gavel? It needs to be in the record. It needs to be ruled upon. CJ Uzomah. I'm giving that man A1 tier. Well, not A1 tier 1. I'll give him tier 1 tight end status. All right, let's get back to this. So they signed CJ Uzomah, guard Laken Tomlinson, and safety Jordan Whitehead, while falling to land a splash free agency signing despite plenty of cap space. An improved performance from Zach Wilson in 2022 would go a long way in luring big-name free agents to the Jets next offseason. It would be exceedingly difficult for Wilson to be worse than he was as a rookie. Okay, I mean, Zach Wilson, he did show some nice bright spots here and there. Once again, the big arm talent is always good, but don't get too big on big arm talent. Colin Cowherd is still riding with Sam Darnold, and we know that's the wrong choice. Everybody knows it's the wrong choice, but I still think Colin Cowherd's digging in the heels, and what got Colin Cowherd attracted to Sam Darnold was the big arm. He couldn't stop talking about the big old arm, the big cannon he had. And yeah, that's definitely attractive, especially when you're kind of projecting on what a rookie is going to do, what a draft prospect's going to do. Yeah, big arm's always enticing. That's why the big arm play at the combine, at the pro day, blew up, and that's why Zach Wilson was more attractive, and that's why now Malik Willis is more attractive. Just don't fall in love with don't fall in love with the big arm against no defense. We can't fall in love with that. And I think people are falling a little bit too. It's all right to fall a little bit in love, especially when the numbers are great. When the numbers are great and you get that big arm and you get that big throw at the combine, yeah, you can gush. That's when you can gush. But when the stats look like that, and then the arm looks like that against no defense, it's like, I don't know if we should get excited about that. Zach Wilson had better stats and still wasn't that great this year. I think it was okay. I think it was all right, but it wasn't great and it wasn't good. So Malik Willis may be a little bit worse than Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson's already not great. So that's not good. So I would be careful. Be careful on Malik Willis. Yes? Yes? All right, let's keep going here. So let me close out this story. We got rid of that one. Perfect. All right, let's keep going to some other stories here in some NFL, some good ones. But let's go to some USFL stories, yes? Because they just introduced all the mascots from their 8 teams. 8-team league here kicking off this weekend, folks. It's going to be great. So what better way? Because we know, these players, they're not going to be that great. They may be good. One player may be good. We got PJ Walker last year from the XFL. And, he's good. He got signed to the Panthers, and he's still the Panthers. He got, an extension this season, still going to be there. So, there's going to be probably maybe 1-2 good players here that really get it done. So we really can't look at the players to be like, all right, we want to be fans of this team, but let's set our fandom. Let's set our fandom here for the USFL. Yeah, let's, have a little fun. It is takes by fans. Let's become a fan of the USFL. Let's pick a team to root for. So how we're going to do it, we're just going to pick the team with the best mascot, because I have seen some of these mascots, and I don't know what the hell people are thinking. Like, what is this? These are the most generic mascots. So if you put in effort to get a nice mascot, you may win some fandom here over here at Takes by Fans. So let's see what mascots really jumping out at us, and let's select our fandom a little bit on the mascot, and hopefully the team lives up to the mascot's hype for the team. Can't be a trash team with a good mascot. What are we doing? All right, so here we go. Introducing the USFL mascots. We start up here with the Birmingham Stallions, and it's just a classic stallion, a little bit of a horse here in football gear, classic. Little bit of discount, Denver Broncos, obviously. Birmingham, they got red color, so he's got red hair. He's got a little bit of a red hoof going on, a little bit of a generic horse, but it's okay. It's a good attempt. All right, then second mascot up here, we got some cowboy from the Houston Gamblers. Looks an awful lot. The face looks an awful lot like Woody, I will say that. I like the nice ace at the top of his hat strap. What do they call that? People that wear like a hat, like a strap on a hat? I don't know what they call that, but on his cowboy hat, he's got a nice little card ace of spades. Nice there. And he's throwing up some peace signs, some 2-finger salutes. All right. So the Cowboys looking pretty good, or the Gambler, Houston Gambler looking pretty good. All right, then we get this. I love this one. What do we got this? The New Orleans Breakers. Ooh, I'm loving this one's my favorite so far. Absolutely. A nice little chill dude. Like a little bit of like a Frozone-esque, like a radical. Imagine like, Frozone, instead of saying, honey, where's my super suit? Being like, yo, toots, where's the suit, baby? That's this guy. That's the energy right here. So I'm rocking with the New Orleans Breakers right here, folks. I love it. I love the color palette, the white and the blue and the 2 shades of blue, different shades of blue, where we all got, one shade. I mean, these are generic mascots. I don't want to knock these mascots, but we definitely know that this is kind of a second tier, a step down tier level of football just by looking at their mascots. But I'm definitely rocking with the New Orleans Breakers. Yo! Radical, dude! Yes, I'm loving it, folks. Exactly this man's energy. I love it. All right, so that's we are fans. Our official fandom right now is the New Orleans Breakers. Let's see if any other mascot can truly challenge them. Here we go. Last mascot in the South Division. 2 divisions, North and the South, and this is the last one on the South, and I don't know what team this man's supposed to be on. He is not wearing any labels. Now, a little bit of a gambler type, same mascot. A little bit of a bandit. He's got the scarf covering his mouth in classic bandit fashion, wearing some nice little suit, nice suit here to prove he means business. But I don't know what this team actually is, unfortunately. Let me see. Can I? Yeah, 3 others. Here we go. It is the Tampa Bay Bandits. Yes, that is truly a bandit. That is 100% a bandit right there. All right. Pretty good bandit mascot, too. But not as good as the Breakers. Yo! Yeah! Radical! I'm loving it, folks. If you see this mascot, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, folks. All right, so we are loving the New Orleans Breakers, but we've got 4 more mascots, so let's head over to the North Division where we get this thing. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. Is this to take on Gritty? The crazy mascot in the NHL. What team does he belong to? Giddy, the crazy orange hair monster. Like, what the hell is this? The name is the Stars, the Philadelphia Stars, and it's like this red-looking Grimace thing. He looks like Red Grimace with horns. He's got some sharp teeth. He's only got 2 teeth, and they're sharp. And their logo looks like Starter. Like, y'all know the brand Starter? That's exactly what this looks like. So this looks like total junk. Discount logo, discount mascot. Like Philadelphia wasn't even trying to have a USFL team. I can't get behind this mascot. Grimace, Red Grimace. No, thank you. Next mascot up, we got the New Jersey Generals. Classic General and looking good. He's got a hat that resembles a general hat. That's really it. Once again, these mascots, they're good. And once again, a little too plain Janey. That's what's really kind of popping out at us with the New Orleans Breakers. He's dynamic. He's not one color. He's not one thing. He's blue. He's ice. He's got some shades on. He's got this cool ass smile, and he's looking to hang loose, folks. All these other ones up tighter. You got this red monster. Like, what are we doing? So New Jersey Generals looking good, but overall nothing really kind of gleaming at us. We got 2 more teams. Here we go. There we go. We got the Michigan Panthers. And this is just a classic Panthers. A little bit of a college resemblance. This looks like a college mascot right here. So can't really buy into him. And then the last team up here, now we're talking. We've got the Pittsburgh Maulers. A nice, hard-working. Oh, that screams Pittsburgh all day. Pittsburgh, he got the hard hat on. He's got the muscles, this mean mug. Yeah, you want to come work here? It's coal country. It's Pittsburgh country. We work over here. All these people, all these millennials not wanting to work anymore. We're down here in the mines. Mining, man, labor. You see these paws? You see these paws? There's coal. There's dirt on these hands, son. So, Pittsburgh Maulers looking pretty good as well. So, I would definitely say that's my second favorite, but I can't get over the Breakers, folks. I'm loving the Breakers. I am drawn to the New Orleans Breakers. So, congratulations, New Orleans Breakers. You are the official team. I'm going to make y'all you want to be the official team? Usually we don't give away official teams with no charge. Usually we want a little bit of a partnership, some money coming in. But congratulations, New Orleans. We're going to make the exception. The New Orleans Breakers are the official USFL team of Takes by Fans, baby. You've got yourself a fan, and I'm definitely going to be decked out. Do we have to do a USFL backdrop? Do I got to get Breakers gear? Do I got to get a Breakers flag? Do I got to start making Breakers canvases? Who do we got on the Breakers? Let me bring up the Breakers squad. Who's our quarterback? Hopefully it's somebody good. Breakers. Let me go. New Orleans Breakers. I don't love the name. Name's not the greatest, but, we can rock with it. New Orleans Breakers roster. Let me see this. We got to at least have a good quarterback, yes? Yes, please. I'm hoping. All right. We got Jonathan Adams, wide receiver. All right. Where's our quarterback? Where's our quarterback at? We got Johnny Dixon, wide receiver. Jordan Ellis, running back. TJ Logan Jr., running back. Quarterback, we got Kyle Slaughter and Zach Smith. All right. I don't know them. I don't know those 2 quarterbacks, so we'll dive a little bit deeper into the New Orleans Breakers a little bit, maybe later in the week before Saturday, and that kind of USFL tips off. But I'm loving the Breakers, folks. Loving the Breakers. New Orleans Breakers, welcome to Takes by Fans. All right, what else do we got up? Here we go, next story up. And all right, Kirk, if you're going to say these words, I mean, we got to see wins. That's all Kirk Cousins has to do is win. Stats are great. He's the anomaly of the NFL, the enigma of the NFL. Just go out and win games. Here we go. Kirk Cousins wants to, quote unquote, earn the right to retire as a Viking. So, all right, Kirk, put up or shut up. The wins must come. Kirk Cousins, he does have a spot. Like, honestly, Kirk Cousins has a spot at the table for top 10 quarterback in the league. I know it's crazy to say, folks, and that's it. That's why it's the enigma. That's why it's the anomaly. You have to go and look at this man's stats. That's all there is. I know, just looking at the wins and the lackluster postseason runs, I get all of that, folks. We've been saying that all the time. But the stats, they speak for themselves, folks. Yes, obviously we want to see you win with the stats, but stats are still good, a little bit by themselves. And Kirk Cousins' stats are amazing. By themselves, they're amazing. If you just looked at the stats, if all the video was erased from history and we just had to kind of go talking, 100 years from now, all the video gets erased and we're left with just the stats, the relic of the stats. You'd be like, damn, that man must have been like the greatest quarterback in the league. Wow. The stats are that impressive. But we've got to see the wins. Now, is that on Kirk Cousins or is that on Mike Zimmer? We'll know a little bit more this year because the Vikings do bring in a new head coach who we do like in Kevin O'Connell, offensive-minded. He made Cooper Kupp consistently monumental, so Justin Jefferson should do the same. So we're loving Kevin O'Connell, offensive-minded. Kirk Cousins now needs to succeed under him because we can blame a little bit of Mike Zimmer for the losses. Those defenses, at least, definitely these last two seasons, the Vikings defense has not been good. So losing games on defense, not closing out offensively, fourth quarter because you don't have that offensive-minded head coach. I mean, I think I would be comfortable putting all the blame on Mike Zimmer if the Vikings have immediate success this year. I could put it all on Mike Zimmer and we can move forward with Kirk Cousins as a very, very, very good quarterback from here on out. But we have to see really kind of success right off the rip for that to happen. But let's see what Kirk Cousins is truly saying here. He wants to earn the right, and that's kind of his whole statement through these quotes here. So, hey, put up or shut up. I mean, if you're going to put yourself out here, putting, all these words, saying, hey, I want to kind of truly dig down and dig deep here, then you got to prove it, and we got to see you get better, or this is just all a junk and garbage words just to kind of get, praise, a little bit of virtue signaling, if you will. So, Kirk Cousins, if you're going to be talking like this, and we'll examine the words and what he's using, but if you're going to be talking like you were talking in that clickbait quote, we're going to hold you to that. Absolutely. So here we go. Kirk Cousins, what do we got? Let's read the first lead up. The extension keeps Cousins tied to the Vikings through 2023, but the 33-year-old quarterback said Monday he hopes he never leaves Minnesota, saying, quote, the short answer for why I signed the contract extension is I wanted to be a Minnesota Viking. I wanted to help create some cap space so that we would put together a roster that you do feel really good about. It's just always trying to find win-wins. I think we'll try to find a win on the football field. How about we start at that win before you start looking for win-wins? How about you just get a win? Yes? Back to the quote. It's just always trying to find win-wins. I think it was a way to create a win-win, and then hopefully that leads to a lot of wins this fall. So yes, if you're trying to create even more win-wins, hey, I'm taking, creating more cap space for more players, for better talent so we can win. This is all on Kirk Cousins. So Kirk Cousins is talking big game right now. I'm trying to create win-wins. I'm trying to win. So if you're trying so hard to win, you better be winning. Another quote says, quote, my mindset was really to be a Viking. I would like to retire as a Viking, and so I would like to play my way into that, if you will. I know I've got to earn the right to do that. Yes, you've got to earn the right and earn the right with wins, not these garbage time stats. Next lead up, Cousins will be 35 at the end of his contract, and unless he retires earlier than most starting quarterbacks of his era, he'll need another deal, saying, quote, "If I could draw it up, it'd be play well enough that you never have to play or wear another jersey anywhere else. I'm going to work really hard to try to make that possible." So look at Kirk Cousins right here. He's telling us what he does. If I could draw it up, it'd be play well enough that you never have to play or wear another jersey anywhere else. Play well enough. That's Kirk Cousins' bar. Just play well enough that nobody questions me. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. Just well enough where you're keeping him on the team, signing him to one more year. One more year. Let's give him one more year. These stats are good. One more year. So Kirk Cousins knows the game. He doesn't need the wins. The wins just come with more pressure. Look at Aaron Rodgers. You know how much pressure's on Aaron Rodgers? So much pressure. We hold him to all that pressure, and he's a little floundersome. He's a little floundersome on the pressure. And it took until Aaron Rodgers' final deal to get that big payday, $50 million a year. Great. Finally it came. Even though that his stats are good, and he is a winner. In the regular season, he's a winner. Postseason wins. He still wins in the postseason. Still got to give him a little credit for that. Gets to the championship games. That's where we run into trouble. But Kirk Cousins knows the game. Play well enough that you never have to play or wear another jersey anywhere else. Play just well enough that they're willing to give you one more year. Play just well enough that they're going to sign you to that 4-year deal. Play just well enough where everybody speculates that you're such a great quarterback because the stats show so. Play just well enough where we made the playoffs one year, didn't make them another year. Well, let's give them one more chance. Just play well enough. So is Kirk Cousins playing everybody? Is Kirk Cousins just playing well enough just to skate by because that's what he knows the game is? Plays better, gets more wins. Now we're expecting more wins. What do we expect out of Kirk Cousins? Do we even have any expectations? I don't have any expectations on Kirk Cousins every year. 6 wins? That's my expectations. Yeah, Kirk Cousins can win 6 wins. So that's pretty much it. 6 wins. Oh, more? Wow, that's surprising. Wow, he's good then. Maybe he's got to figure it out. Underperform. Have the narrative be underwritten. Under-deliver for the most part. Over-deliver 1 year, got to the playoffs. Minneapolis Miracle, down the sideline. Diggs sideline touchdown. Great call. Great game. Oh, he won a playoff game. Look at that. Oh. I think Kirk Cousins playing everybody, folks. I don't like that quote right there. I don't like you playing me. Don't play me like that. Don't play me. I see right through what you're trying to do, Kirk Cousins. We see what you're talking. Okay. Final quote. Let's read the final lead up. Here we go. With new coach Kevin O'Connell importing the Sean McVay-style offense to Minnesota, Cousins is in a spot to enjoy his best season in Minnesota. It would be a start to earning that next contract to remaining Vikings, says, quote, "It's staying healthy, it's playing at a high level, it's protecting the football, it's making plays, it's leading your teammates, it's playing with poise, toughness, all the things it takes to be a great quarterback. It's doing that not one time, not one season, not for a 2 or 3 year run. It's doing it day after day after day. And you look back after hopefully double-digit years and you'll say, man, that was a great run. And that's exactly it. So Kirk Cousins, he knows everything. That's what we say all the time. I don't care what you do 1 year, 4-year stretches. We talk about that all the time. What you do double-digit years, as Kirk Cousins put it. Yeah, exactly that. So Kirk Cousins knows exactly everything. Kirk Cousins smart, folks. He knows the game, he knows the media, he knows the talk, the back and forth, he knows what people take highly into account. Once again, don't look too much into what people take high into account, what they weigh high. Once again, that can get you in trouble. Look at Aaron Rodgers. He looks way too much into, people love no interceptions. That's what moves the needle for greatest quarterback of all time. That's what moves the needle for, positive talk, engagement in the sports media. And he plays into that way too much, and we know that's his downfall. Kirk Cousins playing into it as well, trying to keep the wins down so he can maybe over-deliver a few seasons and get that repraise back. So, Kirk Cousins knows exactly what he's doing, folks. All of this is on purpose now. All the losses are now on purpose. Now I see Kirk Cousins for what he truly is out here. He's gaming the system. He's a little bit of a shyster. Hey, y'all like this? Yeah, y'all do. I'm going to keep doing it. I won't do anything more, though. I'm going to do this. Yeah, y'all like this. Y'all talk about Kirk Cousins in a nice light, folks. We call him the Enigma. He knows what he's doing. Kirk Cousins wants to earn the right to retire as a Viking. He'll do just that. Yep. I feel bad for Vikings fans because he's going to do just enough. Just enough. Kevin O'Connell's going to be like, yeah, I think I can win with them. 1 year deal this year. Kevin O'Connell's probably going to be here for the long haul. Yeah, I'll sign him to a 4 or 5 year deal. And then he's got you. Vikings fans, he won't do anything for 4 or 5 years. I'm sorry. It's going to be a long 6-year stretch for Vikings fans unless Kirk Cousins can put all the blame on Mike Zimmer. So this is going to be a big year. Is Kirk Cousins mediocre playing the game, or is Mike Zimmer holding this man back? We'll know this year. Alrighty, that is going to do it, but let me close out on this one quick thing because we don't have to spend time on this. So last thing right here before to close out the show. Here we go. So Tua, he holds this like event every year. Little bit of a luau. I think it is Tua's luau. I think that's like the official name. But it's a little bit of an organization, a little bit of a foundation giving back, all that, raising money. And this is the second year, I believe, he's been doing it. And the local Miami news did a piece on it, and they interviewed Tua about the event. And he says, man, having the offensive coordinator here, the offensive coordinator was at the event with Tua. They were wearing the luau's. Everybody was in kind of Hawaiian gear, luau, having fun. Everybody was dressing the part. Here we get Mike McDaniels at the event as well. Offensive coordinator, head coach. He also says somebody else here. Maybe quarterback's coach, I think, as well at the event. But 3 Miami Dolphins offensive coaches, offensive side of the ball, supporting Tua in his off-the-field charities. And Tua was gushing over that in the highlight. Look at this. The man can't stop smiling. The man is just shrugging. He's like, man, I've never had this before. I've never had my coaches actually here before supporting me. Talking, Brian Flores in the previous regime of the Miami Dolphins not giving the support that Tua, he doesn't need. Tua's not begging for support, but everybody wants to feel supported. Everybody wants to feel wanted. And everybody wants to kind of, have the support that everybody, oh, you say you have my back. Well, I want to see it. Actions speak louder than words. Actions going to the event, backing up the words of, hey, you're our guy. I'm telling y'all folks right now. I'm telling y'all need to come around on Tua because everybody's going to be eating their words this upcoming season, folks. We've never gotten the knocks, disrespect on Tua. It never made any sense to us, folks. It never made any sense to us. We've been trying to tell y'all. We've got countless film studies on Tua pinpointing exactly why y'all should be buying into him. The man is incredibly accurate. One of the most, if not the most accurate quarterback in the NFL. Now has the support of the entire coaching staff behind him. Now having the playmakers to help him out as well. Watch out, because that man is blasting off. There will be no, great foundation then 2024. Wow, he really pops. No, stop it. This year, popping off Super Bowl. I'll bet it right now. Do I need to drop 10 grand on the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl right now to truly get my point across? I'll drop $10,000 live on camera right now, folks. Give me a second. Here we go. Let me do it. I'm telling y'all, this is your final chance because you don't want to be one of those people eating their words next year. Y'all don't like to admit that you're wrong, so you're not going to do it. This is what y'all are going to say. I already know what y'all are going to say. Once Tua, let's fast forward week 9 next season. Dolphins 9-0. Tua's the best quarterback in the league, getting MVP chance every single time he throws the ball. Everybody's talking about Tua. Everybody that's doubted Tua, they're going to be like, well, I didn't doubt Tua. That's going to be what they say. I wasn't doubting Tua. I just needed to see he could do it. That's all I needed to see. And here he is. He's doing it. Now that he has a good coach. Now that he has great playmakers kind of, doing those sneak digs on Tua. Oh, he needed the great coach. Now I've seen it. He's got the great coach. He's got the great playmakers. Any quarterback could be good. Tua's getting it done. Tua's playing how he should be playing. That's all y'all are going to say. And I'm going to have to hear it. And I'm going to be rolling my eyes every time y'all say those buzzwords that we just said. And we're just going to have to sit here and not try to blow up. I'm sure it will blow up a couple of times. It's going to be inevitable. We're not going to be able to hold our blow up on y'all trying to dance around the fact that y'all were saying Tua was garbage all his career so far. We're never going to forget that. So come around on Tua. I'm telling y'all, folks, this is it. He did not have the support. Defensive-minded coach with a rookie quarterback and second-year quarterback. That does not fly, folks. How many times do we have to see it? The NFL is even changing its own anti-kind of racist rules. Hey, we got this Rooney rule. Can't be racist in the hiring process. Oh, well, now we're going to fix that so we do offensive hiring now. The NFL is telling you, y'all need to wake up. I've been trying to tell y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all over here. Damn y'all for not listening to me. Yes? I've been trying to tell y'all. If y'all have not been listening, that's on y'all. I have everything out on the record. That's why we do the show every day. I need to get everything on the record. Yes? I live for the record. Get it on the record. It's on the record. It's on the record. All right. What was I trying to do? Here we go. Why can I not just bring up the NFL? I know we're not in season, but I want to drop 10 grand that the Dolphins win the Super Bowl. Where is that? Please. DraftKings, your website, it's a little frustrating sometimes. I got to click this and this. Just have the NFL always be up. Y'all know we want to bet the futures, the props, team futures. Here we go. Here we go. 2022-2023 winner, Dolphins at plus 3,000 odds. Here we go. Betting $10,000 live. $10,000. Yes, that's 5 zeros, 4 zeros. And 10,000 pays 310,000. Yeah, I will bet that. Absolutely, folks. 10,000 on the Dolphins to win the big game. He's got the support, folks. There is no ceiling to this man. The next dimension is the ceiling for Tua, folks. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. What did we get there? Oh, breaking news. Mavs announced Luka Doncic has started treatment for his left calf strain, and there is no timetable for his return. Bum, bum, bum. Luka Doncic out for the Mavs. They've got no chance. They're lucky they're not in the playing tournament, so he's got a couple more. He's got about 4 or 5 more days of rest. They also are lucky they have to face the Jazz, so they have a little bit of wiggle room in that series because we know the Jazz are not reliable or consistent or clutch, but it's not going to be good for their long-haul dreams of winning the ring this year. Damn. All right, what else do we get breaking before we get out of here, before we bounce up out of here? Anything? Alrighty. All right, nothing else breaking. But we got playing tournament games tonight, folks. Ways to make some money. We're taking the points of both the games. Cavs plus the 9.5. Clippers plus the 3. That's how we're going to try and make some money tonight. And then you parlay that. Whatever you win tonight in the NBA, folks, you bet it on the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl. Yes? Do we have an understanding? Bet whatever you want tonight, and then take the winnings and bet it on the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl. All right, now that we're all on the same page of how to become rich, we're going to get out of here, and we will see you back here live tomorrow noon Eastern, where we break down the playing tournament games, we talk some other stories, and maybe we get cracking on another draft prospect. Sound good? Kenny Pickett, better than Malik Willis? It's not that hard to be better than him. If you're worse, yikes. All right, folks, we'll see Kenny Pickett tomorrow, hopefully, and see how many days we have to put that off. But all right, folks, we are out of here. Have an absolute great one. Win some money. We'll be back here tomorrow, folks.